Hi, it's Jeff Waite here with stockideas.org, and today I just want to do another quick book review. And today we're going to look at Warren Buffett and the Interpretation of Financial Statements by Mary Buffett and David Clark. And this book is about the search for the company with a durable competitive advantage. So first of all, I just want to say I'm usually quite skeptical of anyone who uses the Warren Buffett name to sell their books. I almost didn't pick this book up because to me it kind of at first felt like a bit of a ripoff of Warren Buffett. But I was a little bit more convinced because one of the authors, Mary Buffett, was married to Warren Buffett's son for 11 years. So presumably she was around the Buffett household and did she wasn't just a fly-by-night fan. And the other author, David Clark, lives in Nebraska and Omaha and runs an investment fund based on Warren Buffett's ideas. So presumably they know what they're talking about. So I decided to give this book a read, and I'm really glad I did. And the reason is because it's exactly what it sounds like. There's maybe one or two quick introductory chapters of just a couple pages, and then the book just goes on to analyze financial statements, and it goes line by line through the income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement, and explains not only what each line does, but how Warren Buffett interprets each line of the financial statements, and kind of really focuses on extrapolating what the numbers mean rather than just what they are. And that's a common trend you see from a lot of value investors, but this book does a really good job of doing exactly what the title says, just line by line, every item in a financial statement and what it means to Warren Buffett. So actually I was quite surprised by how useful and actionable I found this book to be. And kind of the main I think reason that it was so impactful was because, although I've read a ton of books about Warren Buffett, I've read all of his shareholder letters, I've read The Intelligent Investor and Security Analysis in depth and, with a pencil taking notes along the way. But this book really illustrates how certain trends and metrics in financial statements can quantitatively indicate a sustainable, durable competitive advantage, which obviously is, what Warren Buffett is looking for when he's buying these companies that he perceives to be long-term compounding engines. So to me, that was a really big realization, because before reading this book, finding a company with a durable competitive advantage sort of seemed like a lofty and undefined exercise. But after going through this book, and I really did mark it up quite a bit. I took a lot of notes on the back. You can see, it really was each page. There was a take-home actionable point that you can use to help you quantitatively identify and isolate investing opportunities and companies that have some sort of durable competitive advantage, that aren't price competitive businesses. And this book is the only book I've read to date, and I've read a ton of Warren Buffett related books. This is the only one that really clearly delineates how the financial statements depict a competitive advantage, or what a competitive advantage looks like, how it materializes on the financial statements. So for that reason alone, I think this book is 100% worth checking out. I was actually surprised at how useful this book was. And as you can see, the pages are quite small. You read through it very quickly. I actually read it twice in 1 week because it goes so fast. But it's really useful. Each chapter provides kind of thresholds or benchmarks for each financial statement line item, and tells you, if return on equity is consistently under 10% over the last 10 years, this is probably a price competitive business. Whereas, if earnings per share are trending higher at a rate of X over X years, this indicates a competitive advantage. So, the only thing I kind of wish this book had was a table at the end that summarized all of the metrics and, what kind of thresholds to look for on each line item of the financial statements. And I might actually go through again a third time and compile that into a list. And if I do, I'll be sure to let you know. But I certainly found this book useful. The only, comment would be it is a little bit simplistic. So it is only about 160 pages, and the pages are quite small, and the type is quite big. So if this is your first value investing book, you're probably not going to get as much out of it as if you've already read Intelligent Investor, if you've already read some of the Berkshire Hathaway shareholder letters, if you've read Security Analysis. I think this book can really help you understand how to apply all that you know about financial statements, all that you know about security analysis and financial analysis. This book does a great job of showing you how Warren Buffett puts that information into practice. So for that reason, I really recommend checking this out. And I think because I've read so many Warren Buffett books, because I've studied security analysis in such depth, this book was all the much more useful to me. And I think if that's the case with you, this book can really help you get more out of the knowledge you already have. So with that in mind, Warren Buffett and the Interpretation of Financial Statements. I recommend you check it out on Amazon today. If you're looking for a little bit more information, you can also click on the link in the bottom of this video, and that'll take you to stockideas.org, where there's a more in-depth written review, a little bit more about who the authors are, and some other kind of FAQs about this book that you might find interesting. So highly recommend you click through and check that out. And you can also subscribe here on this page. Just click the video to subscribe for more book reviews and financial videos. So thanks very much for watching, and please check out stockideas.org.